10 cases of alien healing. Cases of UFO healing are not new. They have been occurring for more than 100 years. Most major researchers have multiple cases, and they are reported by all kinds of people from all over the world. There are more than 300 documented cases, and they are recognized as a regular feature of UFO contact. This video presents 10 shocking cases of UFO healing. Each case contains surprising and unique elements that offer profound insights into the aliens and their agenda on our planet. Marla, pseudonym, from Marysville, Washington, had suffered for years from kidney disease and developed a large gallstone which necessitated the surgical removal of her gallbladder. In January 2015, following a visit by short, large-headed entities in her bedroom, Marla awoke to find a strange surgical scar on her abdomen. It was deep, but pain-free, had no blood, and healed with incredible speed. When she went to the doctors, they were shocked to find that her gallstone had been removed. But her gallbladder was still there. Maria M. Rivera of Aguada, Puerto Rico, was suffering from cancer all through her body when, in 2006, she and her family had a UFO sighting followed by many visits by gray ETs. Then Maria was taken on board a craft and underwent a painful operation. Afterward, she went to the doctor and was shocked to discover that the cancer was now gone. On July 19, 1988, Diane and Phyllis, mother and daughter, drove to their home in Johannesburg, South Africa, and were stopped by a human-looking female who guided them onto a craft. From age 13, Diane had suffered from chronic jaundice. The ETs healed her and gave them both warnings about huge environmental catastrophes soon to strike our planet. In 1986, Richard T., paralyzed and wheelchair-bound, was enjoying an evening on the beach in La Jolla, California, when a huge torpedo-shaped craft hovered overhead. Richard was taken into the craft, wheelchair and all. On board, he saw several short humanoids and then blacked out. Over the next few days, Richard's paralysis disappeared. He was healed. On August 30, 1979, Jean Cyr, a retired Canada Army officer, and his family were drawn outside of their home in Saint Eustache, Quebec, by an odd humming sound. They saw a glowing metallic disc rise from the fields near their home. This began a series of encounters that was witnessed by many of their neighbors and local airport officials. Jean began waking up with unexplained marks on his body. After several encounters, Jean, who had severe multiple sclerosis, was healed. In the mid-1930s, a 13-year-old boy suffering from tuberculosis found himself on his deathbed. Then he had a dream that he was taken into a weird craft and healed by strange-looking figures. With no idea of aliens or UFOs, he couldn't explain what happened. He only knew that he had somehow been healed. It wasn't until the 1950s that he heard about UFOs and aliens that he understood his experience. In March 1977, Carmina of San Juan, Puerto Rico, was confronted by a strange human-looking gentleman who had somehow managed to get past the guards in her secured office building. The man informed her that he was an ET, and that Carmina's daughter should continue her UFO research with investigator Jorge Martin, and that Martin himself was being spied on by U.S. intelligence officers. Carmina, who had been diagnosed with a cyst in her breast, received the shocking news that her cyst had miraculously disappeared. Richard Rylka, a well-known New Jersey UFO contactee, had developed a large tumor on his forehead. While in Atlantic City, he was visited by human-looking ETs who took him on board and healed his tumor. Rylka, whose tumor had been seen by all his friends and family, was cured. In 1979, Fina Maximovna was facing surgery to remove a tumor on her thyroid. Frightened of surgery, Fina prayed to God. To her shock, that evening she was visited by 3 human-looking figures. who proceeded to enact healing on her. When Fina later went to see her doctors, they were baffled and amazed to see that her tumor was gone. In Dec 1989, May, a 60-year-old waitress from Mississippi, was being forced to retire due to severe arthritis. Driving home, a UFO dropped down over her car and pulled her on board. May found herself surrounded by several figures who placed a kind of rod over her body. The next morning, her pain was gone. She was healed. These 10 cases show that people from all walks of life are being healed by many different types of ETs. They show that healing is one of the primary ET agendas, and that ETs have the ability to heal almost any kind of illness, condition, or disease. Have you had a similar experience? If so, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Come back soon.